What can I do when I'm stuck inside you? This cell of ice and fire, what blood red death, lost in desire, smell of life.
What's up? Back once again, the whole damn enchilada podcast. Rick Paulton, Ryan Inman. I do it with the right hand. I just got to remember the right hand, then it would work. What's up?
It's always more fun to take the left-hand path in life, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like never going to get this point thing down. I don't know. I point that way and it goes that way, and I just never. That's backwards. Okay. It's becoming a bit now, I guess.
Ass backwards.
Right on, man. So how are things, man?
Pretty good, man. Just been grinding at work, still getting the Halloween shit out.
Yeah. Well,
it's selling though.
Pretty soon you'll have crates and crates of Christmas shit.
Oh,
I know.
That's a dirty word till November 1st.
Yeah.
Although
in your line of work, it's really dirty.
I'll be
in retail.
I'll be swimming in that stuff before that date, but until that date, that's a dirty word.
Had the kid do a run in with a cold one.
Well, I got a hot one right here.
And some coffee?
Mm-hmm.
All righty then. So, let's see. So, anything fun and exciting go on this week?
Yeah, man. My Buccaneers and your Cleveland Browns both were victorious.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, I'll take it
for sure.
That's double wins for your oldest son.
Yeah, for Donald, the Baker Mayfield lover.
That's right.
With his 19 Baker Mayfield jerseys.
Yeah, 20.
Yeah, he's trying to get the creamsicle one.
Yeah,
which is a badass jersey. Yeah, he asked me, is it okay if he? Yeah, it's cool.
Can I wear a jersey from another team?
Yeah. I said not on game day, not when we're playing, but it'll be all right if you do it during the week.
Well, it still has ties to Cleveland, I suppose.
Yeah.
So, and this is what I told him. This is new team, fresh start. Unlike last year, he didn't really get all of training camp or whatever with his team. He did this year. This is a fresh start, clean slate. The guy is 1-0 lifetime, as far as I'm concerned.
There you go. Well, we'll see how that goes.
It did, and they beat a tough team, man, and that team plays tonight.
Oh yeah, Minnesota.
The Minnesota Football Vikings at the Philadelphia Football Eagles.
Oh, right on. That'd be interesting.
That's going to be
out after this. Well, actually, no, because after this, I'm going to jump on to Charles Sherrod's show and check his stuff out. He does a show on Facebook just like us. So anybody that's here, which there's one person here, whoever they are, check him out after this.
Well, I got my pick right last week. I took Detroit over Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm 1-0 on Thursday night games on the show.
Well, let's keep it going then.
Yeah, I'm going to continue to do that. Now, Minnesota's the underdog in this game, and they're not going to pull off the upset.
JP in the house.
Philly,
I was telling our guest who's from South Carolina that the last time we did a year in horror, we had another redneck on from North Carolina. You can hardly tell the difference in the accent.
And surprisingly enough, too, American Werewolf in London is one of his favorite movies, too.
There you go.
So
yeah, that's JP, our friend from A Killer's Confession. Those guys are about to go on tour. Check them out if they're around your town. Follow them on the Facebooks and the YouTubes and everywhere you could follow somebody. And speaking of former guests, our guest Rick Thomas from 2 weeks ago, was it Nightmare Cleveland? They're opening tomorrow.
That's right.
So you guys want to get out and support people doing cool shit. We're not going to be there that week, though. We're going to be there next Saturday. And hopefully see some other people, supporters of the show. That'd be great.
Yeah.
As I started to say, so tonight we're going to do the year in horror. We did this once with 1981. Now we're going to do 1983. Don't know how I came up with 1983. Oh, I know why.
I know why, too.
Because Christine, me and Ryan went to see Christine in the theater, and I'm sure that's going to come up in the discussion. But since that came up, we didn't want to do a full-on review of Christine. We'll do the year in horror, and I want to do these pretty much for every year. We're ripping off Death Curse Society. Fuck it. It is what it is. Put our own spin on it, I hope, a little bit.
Well, there are worse people to
emulate,
rip off.
Yes,
those guys are terrific at what they do. But
we're just trying to be like them.
Real quick before we dive in, though, not only do I think Philadelphia will win tonight, they will cover as well.
What was the line?
I don't remember. I don't care if it's 10. Philly's going to smash them.
Okay, and I agree with that too. I think that's the way it's going to go. So today we have Kevin Ellis from the Spooky Picture Podcast. I'm saying that wrong. I know I am. The Spooky Horror Picture Podcast. I've been listening to it all week. Spooky Picture Show. The Spooky Picture Show. And I meant to write that down, so I didn't fuck that up, and it's nowhere here on my notes. But I'm going to bring him in right now. Boop.
What's up?
What's up, Kevin?
Hey, don't worry about it. One of our co-hosts always messes up the name of the show, too, so we give him hell, too. So
Right on. Yeah, I've been listening to the podcast. It's pretty sweet stuff. And you guys are on Spotify. Are you on iTunes as well? Yes.
Yeah, we're only audio at this point, and we're on all the Spotify, Apple, iTunes stuff, everything. Yeah. We're
on the Spotify. I just haven't posted anything there in like 8 weeks, so I got to get on that.
We should have stuck to audio only. Obviously, look at us. But, we're ambitious. What can I do?
We've talked about going video, but we just never have. And we only do one show a month, too. So
yeah. Well, see, once I discovered the StreamYard thing, and it's just hit a little button, boom, you're going live, and it just seems like it's going so much better. We got much bigger audience, it seems. While we were getting at the most like 40 downloads on StreamYard, on Spotify, we're getting like sometimes over 100 viewers on this. So I think this is just easier for people. And I asked other people that were listening to our stuff if they thought a live show would be a better idea, and they said yes.
YouTube is just easy for so many people too.
Yeah. So and you could stream to YouTube and Facebook just a push of a button.
Yeah.
I have no idea how many people listen to our show each week because I'm not the one who unloads the audio files. But we were nominated strangely for a Rondo Award this year, and I don't know how the hell we came up for that for best horror podcast.
Yeah, well,
that's cool.
Been nominated.
We lost. Mick Garris beat us out. But
who's that? Mick Garris? Oh, that's a good guy to get beat by, right?
Yeah. It was just nice being nominated.
Sure.
Right on.
If we got nominated for something like that, I'd be like, I think they made a mistake.
That's what we was thinking too.
Right on. So, 1983, Mario debuted in Japan in the arcade. What else happened? Nerds were invented. Chicken nuggets were invented.
Ooh.
Grandmas get in fist fights for Cabbage Patch dolls.
Oh, yeah?
I remember that.
Music sucked until Kill 'Em All came out.
That's what I was about to say.
Yes, we got Kill 'Em All. Douchebags everywhere were introduced to Axe body spray.
Oh.
And that is the best I could come up with for shit that happened in 1983 is a lame year. That's what the conclusion I came to doing this, doing the research for this. But we got some good stuff.
We did
have
5
years old.
You were 5 years old, so you're born in 78. You're older than me. How about that? I'm 79.
Yeah.
And then Ryan, I believe, is 80, right?
5, 4, 3 years old, me. So we're each a year apart. One good thing, though, 1983, 3 good rookies in the top set that year. That'd be Ryan Sandberg, Wade Boggs, and Tony Gwynn.
Oh, yeah.
3 Hall of Famers.
I seen a stat about Tony Gwynn today. It was 1 year in the 90s, the National League leader in strikeouts and the American League leader in strikeouts, and they both struck out more than he did in the whole decade.
Yeah. But they also hit more home runs in a week than he did in 15 years. So
yeah. Not a Tony Gwynn guy, huh?
No, I'm not. I'm actually not. No, he was a great hitter, but I just think he's very overrated in terms of I thought Boggs was a better hitter.
Right on.
Got on base more and he hit for more power.
Okay. So we're going to set this up. The way we're going to do this is kind of like we did the last time with JP when we did 81, which was a much better year. But we're going to get through this. We did 83 because we went to see Christine. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with Kevin. Kevin, you're going to throw out a movie that you've seen, 1983, maybe in your top 5, where it ranks in your top 5. We'll discuss it for a minute, and then we will give a grade on that. And Jared, Halloween Haunts 365 just joined the chat. What's up, brother?
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit. I took care
there he
of
is.
What happened?
I still had it on the add remove thing, and I just touched my computer.
Oh.
We're back. Okay. So, yeah. So, if you could go ahead and just throw out a movie from 1983, and we will break it down quickly. These are kind of rapid fire.
Okay.
You know.
Okay, I'll start with my number 5. And this is with nostalgia goggles on.
And we don't need to have any clarifications, whatever you feel.
Okay, I'm gonna start with Jaws 3.
It's on my
That's
list,
my
buddy. It's on my list. It's
Number
on my
5.
list. Is that the one you thought wouldn't be on our list?
The what now?
Remember in the pregame, you were saying there was a movie you had on your list.
Yeah, that's it.
I love it.
Oh,
okay.
Good. But this only because when I was 5 years old or 4 years old, we was vacationing at SeaWorld in Florida while this was being made. So I saw some of these scenes being filmed.
That's
and
cool
my
stuff.
mom, there's an old picture. I wish my mom still had it. I have a picture of myself beside the shark on an 18-wheeler that they used for the movie.
Nice, Bruce.
That's cool.
But
did you still call him Bruce when it came to part 3?
Yeah, it's the first movie that I watched constantly when I was young. I watched it every day. I think it was the first movie we rented on VHS when we got a VHS player, so that's probably got something to do with it too. But
I guess for me, for Jaws 3, all the scenes inside SeaWorld, that underground tunnel and stuff, I always thought that was just so freaking cool. And when I was a kid watching the movie, I didn't notice how horrible bad the special effects were. The 3D and everything.
I saw it in 3D at the theater.
Yeah, see, I didn't. See, we didn't get. I didn't go to my first movie in the theater until I was probably 8 or 9 years old. So, we were broke as shit, so we didn't do movies. I loved the tunnel scene as a kid. JP said, "Yep, same, man. That shit was so cool, man. It always made me want to go to SeaWorld. We had a SeaWorld in Cleveland, but ours didn't have
Aurora, Ohio.
Aurora, yeah, close enough. And ours didn't have crazy underwater tunnels and shit.
No. As someone who's lived in both Cleveland and Orlando,
oh yeah,
the SeaWorld here was nowhere near as cool as the one in Florida.
We had a Shamu though.
Yeah, well, everybody had a Shamu.
Everybody had one. I thought only select places got them. Okay.
All the SeaWorlds had a Shamu. Yeah.
Right on. So Ryan, did that one make your list?
Well, I didn't rank 5. I ranked 13 because I'm a rebel.
Did it make the top 13?
It absolutely did not.
I love how he set us up there. No, it's even good enough for 13.
I know it's a bad movie, but it's right here. You know, I love it.
I like it too. I just watched it recently because we were talking earlier about streaming but I got sick of not being able to see certain shit. So I've been rebuilding my Blu-ray collection, and I got the Jaws box set for like $20 on Blu-ray. Threw it on. Good shit. It's weird because the Jaws box set is 2, 3, and 4. It's not 1.
No.
I have one, but I had to buy that separate.
All-time classic.
Well, while we bring it up, Jaws is my all-time favorite movie, regardless of any.
So good.
Right. It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's definitely a good one.
Amazing film. Love it.
We were discussing that last week, whether or not it's a slasher movie, and we came to the conclusion that it was a slasher.
It qualifies to me, man, because, you know, and it's one thing, the main killer gets a body count, and he's not really revealed until later.
He's in the shadows, kind of like Jason. And
part 2 plays like a slasher movie, if you really think about it.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Right on. So, Ryan, we'll start with you since I know you're going to give this a horrible grade. You go ahead.
It's an F, man.
It's an F. No redeeming qualities whatsoever.
It's an F.
Yeah, 83, they did a lot with the bad 3D. I don't know why, but I won't give it an F. I'll give it a C. I'll give it a C, and I'll watch it again. God damn it, I'll do it again.
Hell yeah. I give it a C plus right
There you
here,
go.
but an A plus in my heart.
Oh,
I'm not the same, but I mean, I have to go by that last watch, and there was a lot of things I seen that were no good. JP says he would say it's a monster film, and yeah, you got that going on too. But like me and Ryan, our line of thinking was the fact that he was all in the shadows. They didn't really show him. He's creeping up on people. The music, kind of like Pamela Voorhees.
and we finally get a big reveal. Like
Yeah, well, you finally get a big reveal, just like Pamela Voorhees.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
So, but yeah. So Ryan, you can go second with your. I guess your fifth movie, because that wasn't yours.
I actually want to defer here because my 5 and my 4 kind of go together as a little.
Okay,
spoiler.
so I'll do my. Well, but that
I think I know where you're going.
So I'll go to my fourth movie, which is
your fifth movie. Your fifth movie.
Well, this Jaws wasn't.
Oh, wow.
That's why I said it was on my list.
Wow.
Oh, man, this is tough because the next 4 are they're so close together. One of them was the number 1 until I started doing research. I am going to go with Sleepaway Camp.
Okay.
Sleepaway Camp.
That's my number 2.
Number 2?
Okay. So I was right about something. I told you guys my number 8 would guarantee you get at least one of you'd have in your top 5. You both had it.
So yes,
my number 8.
Sleepaway Camp. I watched this with my daughter, who she's not a big horror fan, but she likes like really old horror movies. Like she watched Dracula with me. She likes Psycho. Psycho's her favorite. Things like that. But like the modern day slashers, people, she's not really into that. But she watched this. Swear to God, 15 seconds into the movie, she got the whole twist at the end, knew everything that was going to happen.
Wow. That's a bummer because that's a big part of
it. I know. I was like, I'm trying to no-sell it because I wanted to what are you talking about? She's like, no. She said, the girl's dead. The girl's dead. I can see it. Like, what is he doing? And I don't know how she picked that out, but
maybe if I watched it now as a grown up, I could have figured that out. But watching it when it first came out, there's no way I could have figured it out.
I didn't know when I was.
She watched it within the first couple minutes, man, and she had never seen it before. She's what is she?
10.
10. This guy knows.
Well, that's still impressive right there. I was thinking she was older when you said that.
Oh no. She's 10, and
she's 10, but she'll tell you she's not a little girl.
Oh no, yeah, she's super smart. She's genius level IQ and shit like that. That's but she's something else. But yeah, she had to pick the part in the first like 2 minutes. I'm like, well, this fucking sucks. But I love it, man. The ant is batshit crazy. I mean, just the level of nuts.
Some cool kills.
Yeah, Darth Vader's brother in there. That's cool shit.
Yeah, some cool
kills.
It's
a mean movie though.
It is.
Yeah.
Because somebody like Meg and Judy, God,
most of them
are vicious.
I was just listening to your guys' podcast you guys did on camping movies, summer camp movies. So I was listening to your guys' takes on it. And yeah, that's exactly it, man. You didn't really want nobody in that movie to live. Really. I guess her brother or cousin. Her cousin was cool, but other than that, not too much. That twist was amazing in the 80s, but now it's no surprise. Where to go? Yeah, it's no surprise at all for new viewers. Yeah, that's a Red Crank from Death Curse Society. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so maybe that's what it is. Maybe back in the 80s we didn't pick up on some stuff, but yeah, she got it right away. And then we watched 2, we watched 3, and she liked all of those, which is cool because she, like I said, she doesn't really care for horror movies too much, and I like to watch with her.
I like part 2 better than the first one.
I like them both about the same. And then I like 3. And you guys were talking about the 4th movie that was half made. I've never seen that.
Oh, God,
and
yeah.
I've been trying to find the Return to Sleepaway Camp with Felissa, and I can't find it anywhere. So
I had the box set that came out way back. I want to say like 15 years ago.
The box set is 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
But it also has that incomplete part 4 in it.
It did.
Box set.
Well, did your version have the Red Cross version, or was it the plain version? Do you know?
I don't remember. I don't have it anymore, unfortunately. I had it when it was like brand new.
Yeah, when it first came out, it was a replica of the Red Cross. Had the Red Cross symbol on it, and they pitched a fit and had it pulled from shelves. Then they released it.
It may have been, man, because I know I bought it right away.
It's rare. It's worth a lot of money now.
I gave it to my best friend. I gifted it to him. He is now deceased.
Yeah.
So I have no idea whatever came of it.
Right on. So I really like that one. And I seen it first time shortly after it came out because we used to go to the VHS store and buy horror movies like crazy. And Red Crank says kind of like how new viewers aren't scared of The Exorcist. That's true too. Another one of the movies that my daughter likes is The Exorcist. She likes the old classics, man.
Well, she likes the ones that are fucking good.
Yeah, she does like good ones. Psycho and Exorcist are two of her favorites.
Of course.
I tried to get her to watch Psycho 2 with me, but she had something going on, didn't want to watch it. And after I seen it, I know she would have loved it. So I'm going to watch it again anyway, so I'm going to watch it with her. And JP also said he liked 2 better than the first as well with Bruce Springsteen's sister. What was
Pamela
Springsteen.
Pamela.
Yeah.
We've been trying to find her for years. She won't talk to anybody about this movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Melanie Mullen, or one of our co-hosts on our show, she's producing the Angela documentary right now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, about the franchise, the whole franchise, and she won't return no calls.
We got a thing here later this month at the beginning of next month, Cinema Wasteland, and they're going to have a reunion of the Part 1 cast.
Yeah.
So there's like 6 of them going to be there. So that's the closest into a convention we got in Cleveland. So I'm going to go check that out. And I got the big poster for them all to sign and shit. And yeah, it should be good stuff.
That's a good cast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And having them all right there in one place, get them all to sign the poster real quick. Because I'm sure like they don't all do a bunch of conventions. I don't really know because I haven't been to a bunch of conventions. I live in Cleveland.
Because that's
Melissa Rose does, but
yes, I know she's all over the place.
Yeah.
But the rest of that cast, no, they're not big gets for like the big conventions, like Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday the 13th alum.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. All right. So, what is your number 4 movie then, Kevin?
Oh, you skipped me.
Well, you told me to. So I thought I was going back around in the circle, but go ahead. You're number 5.
My 5 and 4 go together, and it's kind of a giveaway, I guess. So that's why I wanted to kind of do one, because one director put out 2 pretty damn good films this year, and that's David Cronenberg.
Stephen King's not a director, so not him.
David Cronenberg.
Oh, I knew you were going to pick them. I've never seen any of those movies. He's a big Dave Cronenberg guy. I don't think I've seen any of them.
Yeah, I'm not a big David Cronenberg guy, but I like him.
Yeah, well, you like him more than anybody else I know.
So I'm going to put Videodrome at 5, and I'm going to put Dead Zone at 4. I like Dead Zone a little bit more.
I got Dead Zone as my number 1.
Wow. Okay, yeah. I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
And Rick, I know you love Christopher Walken, man. Why have you never seen this movie?
I haven't got around to it. I might watch it. Christopher Walken. Was that Dead Zone?
Yeah,
Dead Zone.
Yeah,
and that's his number 1 movie. I'm gonna write this down. It's probably
I got that one at 4, and that's his 1. Yeah. Videodrome's cool too. That's James Woods.
I like James Woods,
and it's about a guy that works for like a porno like TV channel, and then their airwaves are getting infiltrated. It's actually pretty interesting, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. I don't want to give away too much. Because you haven't seen it, and Dead Zone is just Christopher Walken.
You can go ahead, because I'll forget everything.
No, you need to see these.
It's that big, okay.
And Dead Zone's Christopher Walken and about psychic abilities and things like that. It's you need to see it.
Yeah.
And what it is, he has a car accident and he's in a coma for 5 years, and when he wakes up, he can see the future.
Yeah.
So he's got to deal with and he sees some stuff as earth shattering stuff, and will he change it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That sounds pretty cool, man. I'm gonna check that out.
Extremely well made, and that's the thing. Some Cronenberg movies, I'm not a fan of like the story, but his films are always well made, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Death Curse Society. I think they did like a whole show on him, like their top 5 movies from him. I don't know if that's a recent thing or something I was watching from like years ago, because
I've
been going through their archives.
I would venture to say that Dead Zone absolutely made it, and Videodrome may have too.
Yeah, they both were on their list.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. On their lists, because they all 3 did lists. But right on.
But that's my 5 and my 4.
Okay, so we'll go to what grades would you give those?
I'm gonna go B on Videodrome and B plus on Dead Zone.
Nice. All right, Kevin, what would you grade those?
I give
I
Videodrome a
can't
B,
because I've never seen them.
and I give Dead Zone an A.
Dead Zone's an 8. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
you said it's your number 1, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Check it out.
So what do you got for number 4?
Let's see. 4, Christine.
Christine.
Yeah.
This was my number 1 going into this. It is not anymore.
Suspense.
Suspense.
Yeah, it's
Red
not my
Craig
number
says, sounds
one.
like your daughter has good taste. Yes, she does.
Christine is not my number 1, but it is my number 2.
All right. Yeah, Christine. I love Christine. I read the book. I don't read a bunch of books. I read that book. I remember I got grounded for some bullshit, and I ended up with that book, and I read it, and I loved it. Both were mentioned in our Cronenberg list. Great flicks. That was Red Crank, Death Curse Society. But yeah, Christine is fucking a perfect movie. I mean, I think it's great. I love everything about it.
You know, John Carpenter hates this movie.
Yeah, I heard
Does
that.
he?
I heard that.
I
don't know why.
In the during the previews, because when they release these old movies in the theater, they don't have traditional previews. They have like trivia about the movie, and that was one of the questions. He didn't even go to the premiere.
He hated it.
Yes, I love it. I don't know. I think it's great. I love the music, the cast. There's nothing I don't like about it.
It's funny you mentioned the music first. I think this is the second best John Carpenter score.
Mm-hmm.
It is pretty good.
The car is amazing.
Yeah, every time that car appears and you get that beat, oh man, it's so sweet.
And the show me scene that gives me chills.
Yeah.
So how was it in the theaters?
Didn't
you say you saw it?
Yeah,
we just seen it in the theater like a week or two ago. No, this past week.
That Sunday. Yeah.
Is it the real print? Is it the film or is it just?
I was like, I don't know anything about that.
No, it's the real print. Yeah.
They've been doing like a lot of older movies in the theater. Like we've seen before that. We've seen They Live.
Yeah, it wasn't digitized. It's reel to reel film, man.
Okay, yeah, it was great. I don't know about that.
Never comes around here.
Yeah. Well, these were in every. Was it Regal? Was that where we seen it?
I think so.
So you got to get Fandango, the app, and just do a little search and see if some of these are near you. Because in like a week or two, they're going to be doing the 30th anniversary of Nightmare Before Christmas.
I've never seen that.
And I don't think I have either.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not. I mean, I kind of know something about it. It might have been on the TV when I was around, but I don't really know. So.
Weird thing. It's kind of off track for just like 10 seconds here.
Yes.
I like Tim Burton, but I like his drama more than I do his horror or sci-fi stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Tim Burton. He's good stuff.
Yeah.
So so we're gonna go check that out. So that's gonna be on October 20th. Actually, is when that comes out. So that's not soon. It's another month or so. But go on the Fandango app and it'll tell you if it's playing close to you.
Is there a whole list to all those movies coming up?
I found one somewhere, but I don't remember where.
Do you remember the week after that or so? Is the Big Boy going to be in the theater?
Which one is that? Oh, Halloween? No.
Why not?
No, I don't know. Well, it's not. It is an anniversary, actually. I was going to say it's not an anniversary, but it's the 45th.
45th.
Yeah.
And all of these movies are coming out because they're anniversaries. I have no idea. That is bullshit.
Yeah, I've never seen that in the theater, man.
I have seen it in the theater. I've seen it in the theater last year.
I didn't.
That was that week. We had a whole week where they had a Halloween. The next day they had the first Friday the 13th, the first Nightmare, the first Child's Play, all in like a week's time.
Yeah.
It was amazing. But I got to like 3 or 4 of them. Halloween was one of them, and it was great.
I want it. That's top of my list to see in the theater.
Right on. So, Christine, what grade would you? What's Christine on your top 5?
Number
Ryan?
2. Number 2.
Number 2. Okay, and same for me. Number 2. And you had her a 4.
I had her 4th.
So, what grade would you give it?
B plus.
B plus.
Yeah.
How about you, Ryan?
A minus.
I'm with you. I'm going a solid A actually. I can't find anything wrong with that movie. It might be because I've seen it so many times. I read the book. I just really was into it. I love the car. I love everything.
And here goes Rick putting over my director more than me.
We're doing a thing. We're doing a Carpenter versus Craven thing on the podcast. Like we started it last week with we've been talking about doing it forever, and like it's just not lining up the right way. But we started it with They Live because we wouldn't seen that. He picked Carpenter, and he's gonna do They Live, Halloween, and I forget the other movie. What was it?
The Thing.
The Thing, yeah, of course, The Thing. Duh. And then I picked Last House on the Left, New Nightmare, and
People Under the Stairs.
That's pretty good.
Review. Yeah. And then like we're gonna go back and forth, and then see how it goes. But yeah. But I'm finding more and more that I like John Carpenter a whole lot more than I thought I did. I didn't see The Thing before we agreed to do this, and I seen The Thing, and I think The Thing is one of the top 5 to 10 movies of all time, let alone horror movies of all time. Red Crank put his list out here. We're stealing his gimmick, so he's going to go ahead and put his list out there for us. He's got 5 Sleepaway Camp, 4 is Dead Zone, 3 Twilight Zone the movie, Psycho 2 at number 2. Honorable mentions: 1 Dark Knight, Cujo, Jaws 3D. See, he's got love for Jaws 3D. He's got Christine at number 1.
A good list.
That's a very good list. Very solid. A lot of those movies are on my list, and I'm sure your guys's. So it's on to me with I did 4. Yeah, didn't I? Yeah, I did 4. So I would do 3. And so for 3, I got Twilight Zone the movie. And I used to watch Twilight Zone episodes when I was 3, 4, 5 years old. They used to come on real late at night, and not enough where I would even know one from the other. But they just were on. I know I watched them, but this guy is a giant Twilight Zone fan. Has seen every episode multiple times. And
all 156 of them multiple times.
And I couldn't, like I said, I couldn't tell one from the other. I'm gonna start watching them again though, because it's good shit, and I just need to watch it.
There are not many things. I know a little bit about everything. There are very few things where I would consider myself maybe even expert level at, and that original 59 through 65 series is one of them.
Well, Ryan was in a death metal band called Dislim, and if you get a chance, check him out on the YouTubes and stuff. Good shit. I'm not a death metal guy. I like metal, but death metal is usually too much for me, but I like his shit. But he used like clips from a bunch of Twilight Zone episodes and shit, and it's cool shit. I was trying to figure out a way to get that on here because I but I'm not good with this technology shit yet, being able to throw in videos and audio and stuff yet. But I was Quality of Mercy. I was going to put that on here. So anyway, Twilight Zone. I watched it because I knew it was going to come up in here. I knew Ryan would bring it up, so I wanted to know what he's talking about when he brought it up. And I thought it was fucking amazing. I mean, I was thoroughly impressed. The 4 different parts.
A lot of controversy.
That was pretty cool. Creighton Duke was in the first part of the anthology. The little bit with Dan Aykroyd was great.
That's the best. That's my favorite part.
Right? I mean, and I remembered seeing that. I remembered seeing that. I was watching it, so I know I've seen this movie before because I remembered them singing. I remembered the bit where you pull over. I got something really scary, and all that.
Creedence Clearwater Revival. You can't hear Midnight Special and not think of that.
Right. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. And the Kick the Can episode, even though that wasn't necessarily horror, more like fantasy. In this, I thought the take I got from Twilight Zone was, in my opinion, it was a better version of Creepshow.
That's fair.
But not, and more of a fantasy, like with the Kick the Can episode and things like that. And I liked all 4 of the parts. The one I liked the least, though, is the last one. And that might be because I was watching this at work and I was getting distracted with customers. But the first 3, my favorite were the middle 2. The middle 2 by far.
I can't. What was the last one? I can't.
The last one was the
Nightmare at 30,000 feet.
Nightmare.
That's everybody's favorite, I think.
And I got that from doing my research. It looked like it. That's why I was like, well. Now for me, my favorite one was the one with the kid that could do the wishes and everything.
It's a Good Life.
It's a Good Life, and that was pretty creepy. There was some weird stuff going on. It was like more sci-fi-ish than horror.
That particular segment is the only one. Well, only 3 of them were remakes of the original. The first segment with Vic Morrow, rest in peace.
Ooh,
That's not a remake of an old episode. That's a new story.
Oh,
But
and in my research, I found out about the helicopter
yeah,
tragedy.
he
That's
actually
terrible.
died.
Yeah, wow, that was crazy.
Even though American Werewolf in London is one of my favorite movies, fuck John Landis for that. Oh, he should have been he should be in prison for that.
He should be, because the kids that were involved in that, they weren't supposed to be working at that time of night, and he
cut so many corners, and
man, that ain't cool at all. Let's see, JP, what's he say? Where'd it go? I had to go back and look at horror films of 1983. Wow, that was a bad year, and that's what we said too, man. It wasn't like the 81 we did together. However, I just noticed my number 1 from that year is probably way different from anything you guys have mentioned. Well, then mention it. Shit, what was it? Don't leave us in suspense, brother.
So you had this at 3, Rick?
I had this at 3.
Do you have this ranked, Kevin?
I didn't have this one ranked.
It's my number 1.
Okay.
Oh,
shocking.
Yeah.
I knew you'd have it on there somewhere.
Yeah, it's my number 1, and I got 2 words why. John Lithgow.
John Lithgow says good stuff.
The performance is just incredible. And William Shatner was good in the original. He really was. Lithgow took it to a different level, I thought.
Yeah, and I know I've seen the one with William Shatner, but I don't really remember it. I liked how they had Burgess Meredith doing the narration.
Yeah.
He was in like 4 episodes, right? And like I said, Creighton Duke made an appearance, Scatman Crothers, and he was still like weird Shining type character, you know, like, so that was cool. Yeah, good stuff, man. I like I said, I loved it. I gave it an A.
Yeah, it's I think overall I actually grade it lower than I do Christine, but just that last segment, just that Lithgow segment is an A+.
He's so underrated as an actor.
Yes. And I don't give out A+ like it.
No, he doesn't. He's a much more harsher critic than myself.
Yes.
JP, the movie he was keeping us in suspense about, Something Wicked This Way Comes.
I have that on my list.
All right. There you go. All right. So,
but yeah, that last clip is an A+, but overall the movie's probably just a B, because I don't care for the kick the can segment that much. And It's a Good Life is just okay. The original one is way better.
Yeah. I'm gonna search that out and check it out.
Oh, it's
because of how much I love this segment. And if you say the other one's better, I mean, I'm gonna really love it.
Oh, it's super dark for something that came out in 1960. You know, oof, super dark. But yeah, it is my number 1 overall, and it's just based on the strength of that last segment and the intro outro.
There was the kid that was the guy at the bar that pushed him when he was playing the video game or whatever. He was in the original one.
Yeah. Well, Bill Mumy played the kid in the original one.
Yeah, that's who it was.
Yeah.
He was him growing up, which I thought was cool. Kind of a cool throwback.
He was also in 3 episodes of The Twilight Zone, Bill Mumy.
Right on. So we're back to Kevin. Is that where we're at, or are we on you? We're on you.
We're on me.
Yeah, it's number 3.
Him.
My number 3?
We don't keep shit in order too good around here.
It don't matter.
Yeah.
My number 3 is Psycho 2.
Mine too.
And that is my number 1.
I figured
one of my new favorite horror movies of all time, and I can't wait to watch it again. I absolutely loved it.
I'm so glad you got around to it.
Yeah, I mean, I really didn't. Yeah, and me and you were talking after one of my recent rewatches of Psycho, and you brought it up then, like earlier on in the year, and I just never got to it. And I was planning on it because of that conversation, and then once this came up on here, and I'm like, well, everything else looks like shit. I might as well watch it. I mean, it was a bad year, man.
It was.
Oh, hot take, JP. He says he liked Psycho 2 better than the original. It's
close.
It's good.
It's close.
It's close.
No, it's not.
In my opinion, I'm gonna say it's and it might just because it's so fresh in my head, but I think it's the best horror sequel there is.
It's pretty damn good.
That's what I'm gonna say. That's
I'd
what I
probably
might
say
do.
Exorcist 3 is probably my favorite horror sequel.
I ain't seen it, but I'm gonna watch it.
That's
'cause
not
my
bad.
daughter liked Exorcist so much she wants to watch 2 and 3, and I can't
Skip
find
2.
2
Go
anywhere.
straight to 3.
What get skipped 2? Well, that might be why I can't find it anywhere because it sucks. I guess I don't know. But
Best horror sequel ever. That's so hard, man.
and that's from a giant hardcore Friday the 13th guy, and you would think, and Friday the 13th Part 2 is one of my favorite movies.
It doesn't necessarily have to be a part 2 though, does it?
No, I meant direct 1 to 2. That's what
it might be.
Yeah,
Then.
no,
Okay.
that's what I meant, from 1 to 2.
Okay.
So
Okay, that's not crazy. It's like say Psycho 2 is better than Psycho is fucking crazy.
and then we got where'd it go? Charles Sherrod, who's the Dive podcast, coming on right after us at about 8:00. I think he goes on 7:50. He technically goes on. Great show, guys. I gotta go get ready for the show. Take it easy, and we will get together and discuss a horror discussion. Absolutely. So if anybody on here wants to check his stuff out after we're done here, I encourage you to do so. He's the same thing, Facebook, YouTube.
As soon as we're done here, I'm going to put a bunch of money on the Eagles, and then I will be tuning into his show.
There you go. All right. So Psycho 2 was your number 3.
My number 3.
My number 1. Did you do a number 3, Kevin?
It was Psycho 2.
It was Psycho 2.
Yeah.
So what was your number 2 then? Did that
Sleepaway Camp. Sleepaway Camp was my number 2.
What was your number 1?
Dead Zone.
Dead Zone. So
We
your
don't
whole
talk
list
about
is done.
Yeah.
Ryan, did anything on your list not come up?
No, we did it all.
And
Videodrome 5, Dead Zone 4,
all
Psycho
mine
2,
are
3,
on, too.
Christine 2, Twilight Zone 1.
Yeah, I watched Cujo. That seen that. I thought that was okay.
I have it at 9.
Oh yeah, because you went to 13.
Yeah, I have it at
Any thoughts on
9.
Cujo.
There's a cool Dead Zone and Cujo sort of timeline going on there. If you didn't know,
No,
they both took place around the same time in the universe. They both take place in Castle Rock, Maine, a couple of days from each. The sheriff from the Dead Zone makes an appearance in Cujo, but it's a different actor, but they got the same name.
That's right.
Dead Zone's a Stephen King movie, yes?
Yeah, Castle Rock. Yeah.
Okay, and
King.
I it was on my list to watch this week
Yeah.
before even today because I noticed it was Stephen King. I had no idea it was Cronenberg.
He had 3 movies out this year, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Christine, Cujo, and the Dead Zone.
Right.
Yeah. That's
He
like
got
my
paid
son
this
when he
year.
made the little graphic for me. He was like, "Damn!" And at that time, one of the things I pulled up said Maximum Overdrive was 83, and I put that on the
86.
original graphic. I know it's not. I got shit for it. It's 89.
It's 86.
86?
Yeah,
Whatever. It wasn't 83. God damn it.
it's 86. And the only reason I know that is because of AC/DC.
Oh, right on. So when
That's who made who.
Stephen King. I meant to watch it this week, and now I'm regretting not watching it.
Have you read the book?
No, I don't read a whole bunch.
Okay.
I read most of the stuff I used to read was like I a lot of biographies, histories, like real stuff. So I've read a couple. Like I read Christine. Not a whole lot of stuff other than that. Like learn like fact-based stuff to learn stuff. Like I don't know, I'm stupid.
I read some of Stephen King's books as a teenager,
Right.
not in recent times. No,
That's about like me.
I definitely read The Shining.
I did not.
Oh, it
I
was,
did.
great.
Yeah, I did. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Because that's how I knew about the animals and not the other mazes. I read that because after seeing the movie, the 1980 movie, I heard how much Stephen King hated it. So I wanted to see what was so different in his book.
It's a lot of times they do that because it didn't really follow the book exactly, but the movie he made it better. I thought.
Oh no, it's good. I like
Stanley
it. I mean,
Kubrick.
come on, it's one of the greatest movies of all time.
Oh, it's so good.
So
Did you ever see the remake?
I liked it.
The made-for-TV one in like 1997.
Yeah.
Yes. I saw that.
Chris still has my DVD of it at his house. He was telling me that the other day.
Stephen King calls that the official.
What's it?
He calls that the official version of it.
Of course it does because it follows the book.
I sat next to him at a baseball game before.
Stephen King? Yeah.
Yeah, in the 90s when the Indians were really good, He had season tickets. I don't know why.
That's weird because he lives in Maine.
He lives in Maine, but he had season tickets for Indians too. I mean, I don't know how many games he could have made it to.
Yeah, I know. Probably not too many.
Yeah, but at that time, you couldn't. That was during the sellout streak where you just couldn't get in.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you were
had to buy
scouting,
season tickets.
not that he needs money either, though. So who knows? Maybe he just bought the season tickets to guarantee that when he was around here for whatever the hell he was around here for, he could go to a game.
That's probably.
But he's a giant baseball fan. He's a Red Sox fan.
I've heard that. Yeah, so am I. So
yeah. So yeah, I ended up getting gifted really awesome seats and was sitting next to him, and I was like, wow, it's pretty wild.
Anybody?
Huh? Did you speak to him when you?
Yeah, like not a lot. I don't want to bother the man. But like, hey, how's it going, man? Yeah, and that's what he was telling me about the season tickets and blah blah blah. And okay, cool. It was in the 90s during the sellout streak, so it was between 95 and 97, I'd say.
Yeah, that was during the streak.
Yeah. And all right, so talking about Cujo. Let's see. Dead Zone. I had another movie. Amityville 3D. Anybody see that piece of garbage?
I did. Yeah, in 3D.
Did you see it in 3D? Now, see, that's what I was hoping somebody did, because usually when you watch a movie, even if it's not in 3D, you could see the shots that they used for the 3D. What the hell what was in 3D in that thing? The Fly? That's the only thing I really see.
And the ectoplasm and shit like that. I mean, it was stupid.
What's up, Laura? Laura just jumped in the comments, and JP says it was crap, and I'm assuming he's talking about Amityville.
I will say the Amityville franchise as a whole is terrible, but part 2 is awesome.
I need to rewatch that one.
Part 2 is great.
Yeah, I need to rewatch that one.
Yeah. That's a good topic for a show.
Now that I think about it, the Stephen King baseball thing, because Jared was talking about it. I grew up a giant Red Sox fan myself, so it was a Red Sox game. So
he would be a Red Sox fan, I would imagine.
He's a giant Red Sox fan. I mean, yeah. So I grew up. I always liked Roger Clemens, Mo Vaughn, those guys and those teams, and the Indians lose 100 games a year. So I wasn't really an Indians fan. Yeah. I mean, the Browns lose 10, 12 games a year anyway, but for some reason it's okay to like the baseball team that doesn't represent your city. It's not okay to like a different football team. You're stuck in whatever city you're from. That's
anybody want to throw any honorable mentions out? I got a few.
Yeah, go ahead. I don't have too much more on my crazy ass notes. I do have one more I'm going to bring up. Go ahead.
I know. Yeah. Well, I'll bring up another good one before you bring it up.
Go ahead.
The one that just missed at number 6 is The Hunger.
The Hunger?
Yeah.
Susan Sarandon.
Yeah.
Yeah. David Bowie.
Catherine Deneuve and from Repulsion, and David Bowie, of course. David Bowie. And I mean, it's love, sex, vampires, Tony Scott, David Bowie, and Repulsion tied into one. How can you miss?
Jared says 3 hours sitting next to a legend. I would have talked his ear off. There was a lot of people coming up to take pictures with them, and I don't know, man. I've just always like when a guy's out like that, you kind of want to just let him relax and chill. That's the kind of thing. I mean, I said hi to him, and that was the extent of it. I didn't want to bother him. I know, famous people don't get to be normal people that much, and that's why I'll let him watch the game.
Either of you guys see The Hunger?
I saw it.
Yeah.
Long time ago. Not enough to mention, bring it up, but I've seen
I was zoning out for a second. Is that like a werewolf movie? It sounds like it would be.
Vampire
movie. Okay.
Yeah. One of the characters is a vampire, and it's like a love triangle, and it's very well made. Tony Scott directed it, who directed fucking True Romance, So
the director from True Romance directed it?
Yeah, Tony Scott.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't know that. I know Quentin didn't direct that, but
he just wrote it. Yeah.
It's my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie, even though he didn't direct it.
It's not my favorite, but it's up there. I like it a lot.
Really good.
We're gonna do a show on him one day, even though it's not horror.
we probably could.
Some of his shit is kind of horrific, though, but
Well, I mean, he's got again a movie that he helped. Did he write From Dusk Till Dawn, or did he just act in it?
I think he just produced it and acted in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Because
that's
a lot of times
definitely-
Robert Rodriguez helps produce his too, because they're really good friends.
Mhm.
I'm gonna throw another one out there called Angst or Angst. It's a German film, and
I hadn't seen that one.
it's very strange, but it's very well made. It's just really, it's kind of a tough watch for some people. It's a little arty, but not too much. It's not over the top.
I like those movies sometimes, though. They got to be really fucking good.
It's based on a true story
Mhm.
about a guy that just stalks a family for whatever reason. He just gets out of it.
Jared said that he did write From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh, he wrote it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't
Oh,
sure.
yeah, but because I know he wrote at least one scene for sure.
Yeah. Okay,
Oh yeah,
that-
the
yeah,
foot scene.
yeah. We all know where that's going. And then another one I'll throw out, again, another legendary director, Michael Mann, made The Keep.
This I've heard of, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, he made it in between two way better movies. He made Thief right before it, and he made Manhunter right after it. So
I've seen Manhunter. I like Manhunter a lot.
So fucking good, man. Now, I'm not going to be that weirdo and say it's better than Silence of the Lambs, because it's not, but it's fucking good. So
Silence of the Lambs, much bigger budget, better actors,
Well, yeah, man. Oh, William Peterson's fucking great.
What do you think of the remake of Manhunter?
I didn't see it.
I hadn't seen that. I didn't even know there was a remake.
It has a different name, I think, but it's the same story. It does have. It's with the guy that was Incredible Hulk, but that's not what you know him from. He was American History X.
Oh, Edward Norton.
Edward Norton. Yeah, Edward Norton plays the main character.
I love Edward Norton.
So you would probably like this movie, and you would like Manhunter. So there you go. I'm not really fucking that up, but I'm pretty sure that's a thing.
That's like Manhunter, though, is a movie that it wouldn't need to be remade. I mean, they already did it with Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, Red Dragon. That's what the name of the movie.
Red Dragon.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I know that.
That's Manhunter, just new.
Yeah. It's like but the way they marketed it was.
I guess I am talking about Red Dragon.
They like marketed it though as a twist on Silence of the Lambs, though, not as a remake of Manhunter, because it all does tie together.
Yeah.
So.
But I watched them both pretty close together, and they were pretty much the same movie, except for I thought they were both really good. But we're way off topic.
We are, because
as
great as Silence of the Lambs is, it's not a horror movie. So
you don't think so?
I don't. I think it's just a thriller, and
we're gonna do. I was thinking about that. We're gonna do a show on that. What is a horror movie? Because there's so many things. Like I can make a case, and I did the other day, and you guys are gonna make fun of me. That Harry Potter is a horror movie. There's fucking witches. There's fucking werewolves. There's all this shit going on.
It's fantasy.
You know what I mean? So where's the lines? Is there lines? You know what I mean? Like, and we're going to do a show about that, I think, soon once we figure out how to. But, yeah, so what exactly is a horror movie? Why is it a horror movie? Why? Because some people think Terminator is a horror movie.
The first one.
Yeah, the first one.
And the second one's a straight action film.
Yeah. And then some
kind of like
think
Alien. How the first Alien is a horror movie for
Alien is a fucking horror movie.
But the second one is definitely not.
Oh, Ryan, you lost me on that remark. I don't know which remark that was. Refresh our memory, Crank.
Yeah.
So, any other movies that you guys
I'll throw one out.
What's
the
that?
Final Terror. Have y'all seen that?
Final Terror.
I don't think so.
It's a backwoods slasher movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think Daryl Hannah's first role.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that.
And it's got Joey Pants. Joey Pants is what they call him.
Joey Pantoliano.
Yeah, he's in it. It's a good backwoods slasher movie. I recommend that.
Fun fact about him is he's been bald his whole career. Those are always wigs.
He's bald in this movie.
Yeah.
Completely.
Okay. Remember in The Sopranos when he got killed and his toupee fell off?
Yeah.
Like he was that came out like right around that time. Like it was like a little like fun fact. Like he's always bald and he always wears toupees, and that's what that was about.
Like in the Goonies.
Silence of the Lamb is absolutely a horror film. That's what.
Oh, okay.
But you know that the guy that owns that house was just on his show a couple weeks ago, and we met him actually. You were there in Boyerstown.
Yeah.
And he does sleepovers there and stuff. Chris Chris something or other.
I remember I talked to that dude for a while. He's a pretty intense guy, man.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. But I think he does tours there where you don't sleep over. And if he does, when we go to Pittsburgh for whatever the hell we go to Pittsburgh for and check out the mall and all that, we're going to check that out as well.
Yeah, I'm down.
Where did you say Something Wicked This Way ended up on your list?
At exactly number 13.
Number 13. Chris Rowan. See, I knew he'd have my back there.
Oh.
So
I mean, it's Ray Bradbury's story, and it's a Disney production, and it's got Jason Robards in it, so it's got to be good.
I remember that. Yeah.
It's PG for sure. It's not like a horror movie, but it's definitely a horror movie. It definitely crosses over into that territory.
So
I remember that.
So while doing my research for this episode, I came across a movie called Microwave Massacre. And I was like, just like last time in 81, what was the movie in 81? There was a movie that I watched that I had to put on there and we talked about that was just so fucking dumb.
I know you watched that piece of garbage Wes Craven movie that came out in 81.
That was that too, but that wasn't intentionally dumb. You know what I mean?
Know. Yeah.
There was one that I knew was going to be bad, and I watched it. And I liked it because of how bad it was, and this fits that mold. Microwave Massacre, man. It is so fucking horrible that it
just sounds bad.
I know. That's why I decided.
The whole budget went on tinfoil. Literally.
Oh, yeah, wrapping up all that stuff. That first chick they showed, man, dude, she was fucking. There's some hot chicks in there, but that one was like, what the hell? And she just sticking her titties through a hole in the fence just because. Like, that didn't make no sense. None of the movie made any sense. But it was amazing.
Some of the worst acting I've ever seen in a movie, but it works for some reason.
It does. It works.
Even worse than Troll 3 or whatever the fuck.
Troll 2.
Yeah.
I think it's worse.
I've seen all the Troll movies, but I don't remember. I hope it's about a killer microwave, and I wished it was.
He's killing them, and now he's going to kill me.
And you ought to see the microwave. It looks like it came from like 2025.
Yeah, and it's giant. Back then, like you could fit a body into it, which he does.
I think that's the point.
Body, quite a bit.
And it recently just got a really good Blu-ray release.
Get the fuck out of here!
It looks amazing.
Well, I know what I'm doing after we get off here. And I am getting the Blu-ray just because. Just because
all the
I
movies,
would never have thought in a million years that this got a release. That's awesome.
Of all the movies that need to be released, lost movies, this one gets released. Vinegar Syndrome puts it out and gives it the treatment.
Oh, wow. Yeah, JP, it's free on Tubi. It's an hour and 10 minutes, man. It's a quick watch, and I promise you will have an opinion about it. I don't know if it'll be positive or negative.
I promise you will have an opinion.
I don't know if it'll be a good one or a bad one, but it'll be extreme either way.
just like Rick's old tagline before we went to video, where you always used to say, of all the podcasts that have ever came out, this is certainly
one of them.
Watch it with a group of friends if you can. It makes it way better.
Yeah, right on.
So, Kevin, you want to tell everybody again where we can find you?
Yeah, I'm on a podcast called The Spooky Picture Show, and it's there's 4 of us, and we all met playing on the PlayStation.
Oh, yeah, ironically enough. How did you guys meet?
Yeah, the what now?
How did you guys meet? I know this answer.
When Friday the 13th, the game came out.
See that, Jared, man? Friday the 13th is just making podcasts all over the place. Mm-hmm. That's how DCS started.
And, just one night we were just talking about movies, and one of Chris McGibbon said, we ought to make a podcast like this. We're like, okay. And it was when we first started, it was me. It's still me, Chris McGibbon, Michael Felger, and Peter Brackey, from Crystal Lake Memories.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that, but okay.
Yeah. And he's writing a new book right now, and he had to drop out of the podcast. But
so that's why Melanie killed him?
Yeah. Yes. You heard that episode.
And it's a running joke in a couple episodes.
Yeah. His last episode was called "The Death of Peter Brackey."
Yeah.
He starts the episode like normal, and Melanie Mullen, who replaced him, shows him, kills him, and takes the spot.
Oh, I see. And I stopped. I was trying to get the background to that because it's brought up on another episode. So I did listen to part of it, but I guess I didn't listen to enough.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back and check that out.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, I seen that episode on there. And then one of your co-hosts is directing Hearts of Darkness.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
And you can
Michael-
find he owns Red Shirt Pictures, and you can look any Blu-ray you've ever probably bought in the last 10 years. He's done the bonus features for.
Yeah, I see.
Scream
That's-
Factory, Arrow Video.
I have a lot of Scream Factory stuff. So.
Yeah. Just always look for Red Shirt Pictures, and
That's true.
that'd be him.
Right on, right on. So Jared says that's awesome, Kevin. That they probably talking about how you guys met playing the Friday 13th game. They just had their 5th anniversary the other day. It was on Tuesday, and for old time's sake, they jumped on the Friday the 13th game and we're streaming live on YouTube. But that's how they met, and that's how they got their together to do their show.
I met a lot of cool people playing that game too, and it didn't make me want to do a podcast, but it did revitalize my interest in not only Friday the 13th as a franchise, but horror in general. So
right,
and
which then kind of helped me, get back into a lot of things because then we were connecting on different things. We went to Camp Crystal Lake and all of this cool stuff.
I was there when y'all two went just a day before.
Yeah.
Oh, were you at the Blairstown event?
I was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we were there. We were there both days.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that event. I had already scheduled my trip for the camp tour.
Yeah.
And I showed up a day early to go to the Blairstown filming scenes, and I found out about the event going on at the diner.
That was a good time.
Yeah.
But we were there for that. We went we went there, and then we went the Thursday to the camp.
Yeah.
Okay, I went Saturday.
Yeah.
We had a really cool tour because it started during the day and then it went down the night. So by the time we left there, it was pitch black.
Yeah.
Mine was all night and it rained.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that we got the day and the night because we could see everything so clear. But then by the end, we got that atmosphere of being there in the pitch.
Right, and the moon was big and bright.
Oh, the moon was almost full. It was crazy.
I tell people it was like going to Mecca.
Yeah,
a trip to the Holy Land, man.
I'll be back one day.
I went back. I went back last year. Me and my son. That you know the story about how we got screwed over in the Pennsylvania thing, but ended up being the coolest thing ever, and we ended up getting to go because of that, and it was it was awesome. That one was cool because there wasn't really a tour, but there was a bunch of alumni there, and they were like set up in the cabins and stuff. We got to meet a bunch of people. He was dressed as Part 2 Jason. All the celebrities were taking pictures with him.
Yeah, and that's
he was a star that day.
I had to miss that one because of fucking work.
Yeah.
Calling sick.
Well, at that time, he was in the midst of getting promoted, and it was like it was really,
I was freshly promoted.
Yeah. So,
to a job I'd been working at trying to get for 6 months. So I couldn't do it, man.
So we were a little over an hour. We're gonna wrap this up. So, like I said in the beginning, this week, Nightmare Cleveland opens. Go check that out. Check out Kevin's podcast, the Spooky Horror Show.
Spooky Picture Show.
Spooky Picture Show. I can't get that right. It's good, though. It's good. I've been listening to it on Spotify, which is great because I've been needing a new podcast. I drive for Lyft, and yours is great because some of these podcasts, people swear too much.
Yeah.
And it's
like ours?
Yeah, like ours, which people in the driving would bitch about. Jared says, "Fun show, guys. Catch you next time." Thank you, Jared. Rosa just popped in. She said she's going to watch the replay. She was watching her son play football tonight, so she wasn't able to get on live with us. Hopefully he won or at least played a good game. I'll talk to her about that later and find out. But as I said, we're going to wrap this up. Check this podcast out. Ryan's got to go gamble. And so... All right, man. Anything else, guys?
Yeah, I'm going to go watch Devonta Smith play some football, and there goes the neighborhood.
All right, guys.
All right. See ya.
Uh-huh.